Has anyone else noticed that we're swimming in a sea of assholes? Humans, there's a lot of assholes among us. And that's partly what drove me to starting this channel, because I have a hard time finding people in real life that I can relate to or feel that I want to relate with. So, but I've met people from far away through the screen, and the irony of that is that these screens are helping to create more assholes. So, wow, yeah, life's paradox. But I just dealt with an asshole at Starbucks, like someone who works there who thinks it's weird that as a customer I'm talking to them. Anyways, who cares about that, right? But I was just thinking about that before I went in, about how, like, behaviors which were once considered maladaptive, and because they were maladaptive, we pathologized them, right? Like, you could find these pathologies in the Diagnostic Statistical Manual, you know, the book that all of the psychiatrists use to label us and decide whether or not we need to be medicated or hospitalized or, you know, be in therapy for the rest of our lives. That book. Something is pathologized or considered a problem when it does not serve the greater good of humanity, when it is a behavior that gets in the way of us evolving and living and growing in a positive direction. Pretty much, right? Like, we want our genes to go on into the future. We want to survive, and there are certain behaviors that are conducive to that. And behaviors that are not conducive to that would be considered problematic, maladaptive, so we would pathologize them. We would treat them, right? But has anyone noticed that behaviors which were once maladaptive and because of that have been pathologized and turned into personality disorders, they're now, these behaviors are ubiquitous, and they are ubiquitous precisely because they are no longer maladaptive. Like, if you want to go on surviving in this world, in this day and age, you should become Machiavellian. You should become a selfish, self-absorbed, self-concerned asshole who doesn't worry about anybody else, because that is how you get ahead, and not just ahead, that's how you survive. Is anyone else noticing this? Except, ironically, now the behaviors that allow the individual to survive no longer will, in the long run, allow our species to survive. We have become maladaptive as a species. Like, we are about to reach our end if we keep playing this game. Because it's the game that is requiring us to act in ways that in the long run will result in the end of our species. Because now we have to act in ways that are not conducive to the thriving and the ongoing of the collective, but only to the individual. And that doesn't really work, does it? Because we have to get along enough to cohabitate, to make babies, to raise those babies in a way that they're able to get along with other babies and other people, and, you know, on and on and on and on. Now we can't get along with each other, but that's okay because we have robots. And we'll just fuck the robots. I've had way too much caffeine today, obviously. But, like, I'm not recommending that people go out of their way to develop a personality disorder, you know. I'm not recommending that we all jump on the cluster B train. But if you want to keep playing the game, then that's your best move. It's actually the smart move. So what I'm saying is maybe we don't play the game that leads to certain death